He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
You draw forfeit.
47's the mic, boy. 47. Check, 47. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Under crunch. 25.
Now.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 31 yards there and a first down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, touchdown number 15 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
And nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
You know, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Ready to break.
Mike's 47. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And some room to work. Past the 20. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big pickup of 38. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
We got this.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 20. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. Early lead in that one for the Packers. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Throwing on 1st down. Kennedy. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
10-2 stop. Shoot.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
30 base.
21-0 our score after 1. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Going up top. It's caught inside the 25. 33 yards that time.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the 1st half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Protein spill.
Off play action. Kennedy. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Here we go. 120!
On the draw, here's Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taken in at the 11. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
8-3.
They'll run on 1st down. Pollard. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Back to throw. Kennedy. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
On 3rd down, Kennedy. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Cedric Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. That, of course, all set up by the big run on the play prior. They took advantage right away with the touchdown throw.
And you mentioned advantage, probably taking advantage of their natural instinct after that previous play to be aggressive and rush towards the line of scrimmage. And instead, they were vulnerable to the pass.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they? Yeah. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the 2nd half.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now as a quarterback, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. Now, meanwhile, a a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Done. Waiting.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Bring it.
Let's go. Great.
Throwing his Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Great finish done.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd down. Wentz. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And to give this time to the tailback. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
80 weapon.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Sunday.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll get 5 on the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
Touch. 180.
Check 55 to Mike. Down to lose 1.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. A big play there on the screen pass. 51 yards. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Now Elliott. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun on 3rd down. Kennedy toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision. Let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Well, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Let's take it inside his own 40. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Here's Pollard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Going to run again here with Pollard. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him?
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. And he rifles one incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Going for it with Sanders, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
On the ball. Get ready.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. He's got to 1st down here inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Cedric Wilson with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Go now. 8 read. In the face. Shoot.
A first down carry by Elliott. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Let's go. 10 over. Come on, come on.
On first down, Pollard. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Here's Pollard again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Boswell's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. Now wins, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Eagles send out their punter now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Break. 47. Mike's 47. Push him back. Push him back.
Now.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
And being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Sanders, and he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just